Welcome back to Boom and Bust. I'm your host, Tony Clement, here with Jamie McMillan. She is the founder of Kickass Careers, dedicated to getting more young people, especially women, into the skilled trades. Jamie, obviously, we have a huge need for more skilled tradespeople. So tell us a little bit about that, some of the challenges, some of the obstacles based on your experience and observations.
Yeah, it's interesting because over the past 21 years that I've been in the skilled trades, I've had the opportunity to work on job sites across Canada. And we do have a really big shortage of skilled trades workers. There's a lot of companies out there that are trying to build and maintain the structures all around us, and they can't because, unfortunately, years ago they decided that skilled trades wasn't a lucrative or great pathway, and they stopped promoting it. They took tech programs out of schools, and students were not told about these pathways. And if you were told about these pathways, it was basically because they didn't think you were going to succeed in an academic program, because that was the big push. So they thought that people that got into the skilled trades were just very unintelligent people, when it's actually the extreme opposite. The people that I know in trades are extremely talented, very creative people, lots of energy, and we build and maintain the structures that are all around us. And it's sad because so many people don't realize that everything around us, from that deepest mine underground to that furthest space station out there, would not be there without people building and maintaining infrastructure with their hands.
So let's just unpack this a little bit more, because I think it really is important. Do you think that this is an attitude issue with young people and maybe their parents, or was this a de-emphasis in the school system, or maybe a bit of both?
All of the above. It really does stem from parents. A lot of parents don't want to consider skilled trades as a good job because they think it's got that stereotypical, it's hard work, it's dirty work. That's what you think of. When really it's actually great lucrative jobs. I mean, we're making white collar salaries and we're considered a blue collar career. So
Right.
it starts with parents, and especially with young women. No parents want, their little girl doing this work that they think is really hard. So it does start there. But then that also had gone into the education system. So most of our educators are academic, and they don't really understand so much the people that are hands-on learners. So they're always pushing that agenda of college and university, and that's a
Mm.
big thing as well. So I think that and then the government wasn't really supporting skilled trades, and it just kind of created this huge, massive gap. And now we have failing infrastructure on account of it.
Yeah, and let's just go into that a little bit deeper. You use the term hands-on learners, which is a great term, and you talked about how people think that this is not a skilled trade is not academic, therefore it doesn't require knowledge, but it's the exact opposite. And what you're dealing with when you say hands-on learners, people who are able to take sort of complex concepts and use their skills and their hands to create something or to fix something, right?
Absolutely. And it's also a lot of math and science, and people don't realize how intense it is. It's a high level of education.
So let's talk a little bit about government. You mentioned that as well. Tell us a little bit about your assessment of government's role in this, and what they have been doing that maybe isn't working, and what they should be doing to make it work better.
That's a loaded question. So I'm actually happy to see that the government is actually starting to support skilled trades. This is the message that's coming out almost on a regular basis. I mean, I follow a lot of politicians on social media, and I can't help but like so many of the posts that are coming out from Minister McNaughton right now, because it's always supporting skilled trades. But I do think that there is a bit of a gap in the understanding of what we actually need and what sometimes they're putting out there. A
Mm.
lot of times I think government goes to the big employers or the unions and they talk to them about what they need, but they often don't trickle those concerns all the way down to the boots on the ground. So a lot of the things that they're putting out are great, but they don't really affect us in the same way on the boots on the ground. And for an example, there's a lot of government policy and regulations and stuff that is coming out right now about having clean bathrooms on site, with
Right.
women's bathrooms on every site, providing women with proper PPE and equipment. And that's all great. It's really awesome. But what they don't realize is it's also detrimental to us because small employers aren't going to be able to afford to
Mm,
purchase all this women in trades clothing, to be honest, because of the supply and demand and there's less women in the skilled trades.
right,
These companies are actually putting out this stuff. They don't have the same supply. So the prices for women's clothing, PPE,
right.
equipment is 3 times more.
Okay, hold that thought. We're going to come back to it. We're going to take a brief break. We'll be back after these messages.